My name is Joshua, and today I'll be speaking to you on a little prayer. We do not presume to come to this thy table, O merciful Lord, are the opening words of this special prayer, prayed by many Catholics before receiving Holy Communion. Quite fittingly entitled the Prayer of Humble Access, this prayer boasts a rich history and an even richer substance, full of beautiful biblical imagery and sublime Eucharistic expressions. With all this said, it may be shocking to learn that this centuries-old prayer was actually penned by an English Protestant. Why then would such a composition be prayed by Catholics? Well, the Church, in her wisdom, has unearthed and affirmed this prayer's soundness and faithfulness in Catholic doctrine and expression. She has even incorporated it into a rite of her own, before Holy Communion in a liturgy known as divine worship. While the propriety of its liturgical presence could be debated, such deliberations are for another time. This time calls for a focus on two key aspects of this prayer's substance itself, to ascertain its acknowledged truth, goodness, and beauty. Now, as seen beforehand, a profound humility predisposes us for what is to come. This humility biblically bases itself off of the centurion's response to Jesus, according to one Father Ken Clark, a student of this prayer's composition and origins. Yet not this part only, he points out, contains such scriptural humility. For later, to God we confess that we are not worthy so much as to gather up the crumbs under thy table. Do not the words of the Syrophoenician woman immediately come to mind, that even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs? Here, through a hyperbolic expression, we again remind ourselves to be humble before God. Yet more than just humility of a deep biblical basis resides in this precious prayer. Near its end, these means of meekness enable us to ask for the true object of our desire and need. This is Christ's Eucharistic flesh and blood. We want and need this food and drink, as the prayer goes, so that our sinful bodies may be made clean by his body, and our souls washed through his most precious blood. This vivid and profound imagery draws from the wellsprings of medieval thought, from great giants of the faith, like St. Thomas Aquinas. Does not this powerful imagery beautifully intermix with the prior humility? Does not the beauty begotten of this union reveal itself as true, coming, like any true beauty, worthy of appreciation, only ultimately from God? Now what do these parts and ponderings all ultimately reveal about the prayer itself? Indeed, they cannot help but proclaim, "Worthy is this humble prayer, which declares the mysteries of the Lamb who was slain. Worthy it is to be recognized and revered, to be held as and by the Church's own." The prayer's humble, Eucharistic beauty primarily attests to this cry. Cannot we perceive its worthiness for appreciation, since, by its beauty, its ultimate godly origins have been revealed? Cannot we admit this, from all we have seen, even with the unideal circumstances of its creation? But some might still have a few misgivings. Yet let us recall the teachings of the saints and the judgment of the Church. St. Justin Martyr, in paraphrase, taught that whatever has been rightly said by other men is ours. The Magisterium has deemed that the prayer of humble access has been entirely rightly said. We have seen its rightly said Eucharistic parts, which easily could have been wrongly said. Let us therefore have no qualms about its origins. Let us therefore recognize and revere its beauty. Let us take this prayer, and through praying it, humble ourselves before the Lord, asking him to cleanse our bodies with his body, and to wash our souls with his blood. Let us take this beautiful prayer, and with Holy Mother Church say of it, "This is rightly said. This is rightly ours."